Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Heartwell dev stream, the live stream series where I continue to develop this adorable Souls-like action RPG with platforming mechanics and a branching narrative. If you find watching these dev streams interesting or helpful, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and boop that bell button to stay notified. So, of course, in the last stream, we managed to make these over here, these lever doors, working properly. And on tonight's stream, we're going to be focusing on doing the same with key doors. So doors like the ones over here. So, because of the addition of instance values, also hello Copper Nipples, and thanks for dropping by. How's it going? So, like I was saying before, because of the addition of instance values, I think we'll be able to rework the key doors and the keys to be, and other items that can be picked up to be a lot easier to program. So that'll be the main focus of tonight's stream. Hey, Drekor, welcome. How's it going? So, like I said, we're picking up from last stream, which will involve reworking how we've programmed the old code for doors and for doors, keys, and other items. Hopefully, be more consistent, easier to work on. And while I'm doing that, I will also mention, chat, the off stream, I've actually been making some pretty good progress with Heartwell. In fact, for those who have followed me on my Discord server, you'll notice you probably saw me post that I actually finished composing another song for Heartwell just the other day. I'm really enjoying the thing about music composition. It's like the one area that I'm not the best at predicting how long it would take me to make a song, for example, because this is easily like the part I'm the most of a novice at, is just composing music, not singing or anything like that. I've done that for years, but actually composing my own music. So it felt gratifying to be able to make another song that I know I'll be using in the demo. Oh, fair enough, Record. Let's see here. So, where do we leave off? As this is currently programmed, that makes sense. Okay, that's just collision code, so that can stay. Okie doke. We have that. And this is what changes the direction. I think that'll have to change because now we have a Okay, so how do I program the new lever doors? Okay, best as I can tell, the way the old code was structured, yeah, it's all based off of those instance value, well, those index values, which I think we'll be able to either do away with completely or at the very least limit how much that affects things. Okay, the first thing I can think we should do is we should have a check for which direction the door's facing. Alright, we can start with these. That's just to make the doors have little animations change. And by that I mean having the E prompt come up, so if I get close, yep, there's the E prompt goes away. E prompt's there, E prompt goes away. Alright, that's good. I'm sorry to hear that, Copper Nicholson. No, I don't have any advice beyond just take it easy, make sure I drink lots of fluids, and make sure to get some rest. Okay, so we have that, then we have this, which is to play the metal door sound. Okay, this is the first line that will have to change. Code. So we'll be changing a bunch of things here. So I think the next thing to do would be to actually base this not off of this 3 plus that value, but instead off its instance value, because again, that'll make it easier. Ah, I see, Copper Nicholson, I see. Alright. So let's double check all of these instance values. I think I changed these last stream, but I just want to make sure that we got them all right. Okay, so T-door 2 and T-door 3 should be respectively 8 and 7. I think we have those right. Yep. The only other T-door in the depths is all the way over here. That is T-door sets. All right. Alright, since we've established that, now that we're checking for index values, Let's grab that. All right, let's put that there. Okay, that should always ensure that that works. Let's run a little test. Okay, we got that working. It's not ringing any bells, Copper Nicholson. What's it about? Nope, haven't heard of it. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. That's how that has to work now. Alright. Alright, I will need to check something real quick in my notes chat. So, let's see if I can pull them up. I'm going to assume it involves Crypto the Super Dog. And that's about it. Yep, that's what I thought. All right. Oh, I remember Crypto, the Super Dog. At least I remember. I probably saw a couple episodes when I was much younger. I think it was Cartoon Network. Okay, so we have this. Let's see, so we have we'll change that to an instance value. date. Next thing I need to check is climate animation. Okay. I would read whatever it says on the container, Copper Nicholson. I'm sure it would tell you some information about that. Alrighty. So that'll work, that'll work. to. That. Yep. So we activate those lines. Next thing we'll have to work on is the keys. Let's see here. So what I want to eventually test, chat, is collecting this key and trying to open this door. However, to do that properly, we first need to make sure we programmed the key. Actually, what items are in the depths? Alright, various keys. Lens of Insight, Mental Orb, and Ancient... No, wait, that no. That's up above. What about the lower one? Mental Orb, Golden Keys. Bronze Key, Iron Key, Iron Key, Mental Orb. Okay. We need to adjust those first. Alright, we'll start with that, then work over here. Then the counter to that. looks like some testing code. Everything else seems to line up with what we expect. Alright, chat. As I'm looking through this, I need to take a quick bio break, so to corner guys, I will be right back.
Alright. I'll tell you the truth.
Alright, chat. Welcome back, everybody. It's time to get back to programming. Alright, so the first thing I think we need to do, chat, is have a line of code that determines which, something like this, that will help determine what item appears where. So yep, I'm here, Copper Nicholson. So, like I was saying, we're just going to make sure we have sections of code that determine what items appear where. That'd be better too. Alright, so which things are... It honestly should be like the very first line of code we have in here. Determine which, lines above ensures any item object that is a key will face use the correct animations. Alright. Alright, no worries, Dropport. Thanks for the lurk, I appreciate it. No, Copper Nicholson, I did not. Like I was mentioning before, I'm fairly busy. I appreciate the recommendations, Copper Nicholson, but I'm just trying to... right now, I have, between working on the high quality challenge, the next high quality challenge run video, and working on Heartwell, I'm just busy. So let's see here. Ensures any item. Okay. So we know that instance value of five, 6, 7, or 8 are all let's make a note here for this metal orb. Note. Cannot have this instance value be 5s. Value of 5. Alright. Five, 6, 7, or 8. Right, that means the next thing to do is going to be to define these instance values. So this one will have to be a key. It shall have an instance value of I think 7. This one needs to be 8. That one I think is 6. Okay. That one needs to be 5. Copper Nicholson's asked, do I have any show recommendations to watch? Alright. Alright, let me think. Show recommendations. Well, I think if you're looking for sort of a more dystopian show, kind of in a similar vein to something like Danganronpa, I'd recommend Alice in Borderland. That was an interesting watch. If you're more interested in... I'm trying to think of some anime. I mean, I could list a bunch of my favorite anime and see if any of them are things you haven't watched. So you have, obviously, Assassination Classroom. That's always a classic if you haven't seen it. There's always... There's Little Witch Academia, Kill la Kill, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Spy Family. Let's see, where's some other good ones? Season 1 of The Promised Neverland, and only Season 1. Where's some other good ones? Oh, well, if you haven't finished Spy Family, well, there you go. That's perfect. Let's see. All I know is that it supposedly gets very, very bad. But the first season is just so well done, it's worth watching. Let's see, what else? If you haven't seen Quintessential Quintuplets, I know that's a mouthful to say, but if you haven't seen Quintessential Quintuplets and you're looking for a slice of life show that isn't Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid or Spy Family, that's also a good one. Okay. Let's see, in terms of some other ones. No, he's not dating 5 sisters, Copper Nicholson. He is their tutor, and each of the 5 sisters in one way or another may or may not be interested in him, and the whole idea of the show is that you don't know which one he ends up with since they're all twins. But you do, so that's part of the mystery of the show. It's not like that at all, Copper Nicholson. It is, I think, it's actually a very wholesome show, which makes it pretty genre breaking considering the genre it's in, but they actually do a very good job with it. So yeah, Quintessential Quintuplets, that's a good slice of... Yes, it's really wholesome. No, Copper Nicholson, no. There's none of that. There's none of that. The guy is not related to them in any way. Like, it's weird to say that that a show like that can be wholesome, but it was very well done. No, Copper Nicholson, stop. What you're saying isn't funny, bud. You're misunderstanding. Let's see, what are some other good shows? Okay. The instance values. Okay, so we know it's from 5 to 8. And might be able to... I think I wrote in my notes here somewhere which directions are. Okay, 3 to 5 is the iron key. All right. Oh, I watched the, yeah, I remember watching the most recent Ruby episode. Honestly, I thought it made perfect sense in the context of the story, and it was, I'd say about time given everything that's happened. Like, is it a downer? Sure, but given what they were going through, it made perfect sense in context. What I'm curious to see is more two questions. One, do they resolve that conflict this volume? And two, do they escape the fairy tale this volume? For the first one, I'm honestly not sure. For the second question, it's feeling more and more like they won't escape the fairy tale this volume, just because it feels like they still don't understand enough about how it works to make a reasonable escape. So we'll find out. As for the first, I think if Ruby does end up resolving that conflict at least a little bit, it's going to rely heavily on Little, simply because Little is the only being with her when she ran off. So, well, no, not necessarily Copper Nicholson. They don't know the full story. Like, neither them nor the Curious Cat know the full story. So that's why I'm saying, like, they just don't know enough. And something else I was thinking about from like a development perspective, the fairy tale world has a massive variety of potential environments, because as John was explaining, there's like these different hexagonal regions, and each one is very different from each other. And if you want to think of it like this, this kind of, if you want to think of it from like a smart development perspective, in terms of like just creating 3D models, because there is such a wide variety of 3D models in this fairy tale world, I think they could quite reasonably reuse a lot of the stuff in this fairy tale world, albeit with minor adjustments to like the textures on the outside of various objects and such, to be used in future volumes to either reduce development overhead, reduce development costs, or allow like resources to be directed elsewhere other than just creating various 3D environments. No, I'm talking about this from a high-level perspective, Copper Nicholson. I'm not saying that's necessarily what they're doing here. I'm just saying that if they did do it that way, that would be a somewhat smart way to handle it from a resource management perspective. Is if the process they have to go through to make the massive variety of environments for the fairy tale world. Well, I'm not sure, Copper Nicholson, but I'm just bringing this up because I was thinking back to the old, if anyone remembers The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, that old show on Nickelodeon, I think it was like the early to mid 2000s. Like, at the time, 3D software was not nearly advanced enough to make that financially viable for like a long-running series to be all 3D animated. Or at least that was the thought. But what was so creative about that show is that they reused the 3D models and environments from the movie, the Jimmy Neutron movie, to make the show, because that cut down on development costs substantially and made it actually doable. So I'm almost wondering if part of the reason why the Fairy Tale Land has such a wide variety of environments is because of that. They're trying to cut down on future development costs. Just a thought. Because if we're going to be in this Fairy Tale Land for potentially 2 volumes, then there is that potential opportunity if that's the route they want to go. Anyway. So we have this one. Next, we need the bronze key and the gold key. Okay. Well, Copper Nicholson, people can change. They might not change, and if they don't, that's on them. But if they do change, I'm just saying from a development perspective, that would be the smart thing to do. If they want to stay in this volume, in this Fairy Tale Land for a second volume, then I feel like, again, from the perspective of development or long-term project management, that would be the smart thing to do. Is if this area has such a massive variety of environments, make sure that stuff can be reused in some way or form. So I bring that up, chat, because when I'm working on Heartwell, for example, I need to be very conscientious about the long-term development of things. So if there's an opportunity for me to make use of, for example, this is me using one object to represent both keys as well as collectible items, that's valuable because that helps reduce overhead a bit, both from a programming perspective and from an efficiency perspective. So let's see here, we have all this. That'll set the directions. Let's define those. Line 1. generates the gold key in this. Alright, that's better. So we define that. Net stored order business. So we know which key is which. All right. Oh, wait, no. Alright, chat, so my idea here is to have an alterable value on these items to make sure that we can make some more generic code. In this case, this will ensure that we can use just a generic line of code down here to make sure that it returns it to the correct value. To the correct direction value, I should say. Alright. Notes. The value ensures No, it's... Right? We got that there. Now for this line of code, we're going to replace that with tool animation direction. Reactivate that. Is Sonic X any good? I think it's okay. Oh, I mean by that is I think it hews the closest to the Sonic Adventure games in terms of lore of any of the animated Sonic series. However, it can be kind of hard to overlook the fact that I mean, some of the show's shortcomings, like how much of it is just a giant fan fiction for Chris Pines, or not Chris Pines, the main human character Chris. How they don't really like. It's weird because like they try to put such emphasis on Chris, even though he has like almost no agency in almost every episode. So it kind of like very much defeats the purpose of having them in there. There's that. There's honestly some pretty... let's see here. There's some pretty... I think the show has some pretty awful stereotypes as well, at least from what I remember seeing. And... let's see. Yeah, I think like the maid character or the butler character. At least the episodes I remember them seeing, they were like, there's some pretty big stereotypes that they were portraying. And let's see. So between that, the writing again generally is just okay. I actually, let's see. I think they gloss over some important things as well from the adventure games. Like, they don't really... like, I remember being so angry, or at least not angry, but just disappointed when they didn't have a scene where Tails fights Robotnik, for example, after defusing the missile that goes into Station Square. Like, that was disappointing. What was also disappointing was when in Amy's story during the Sonic Adventure arc, she didn't really have like a prolonged fight against the Robot Zero, and instead it was just like she was like just right through the A carrier and just like literally hit Zero once and knocked him over, and that was it. And it was just like almost like an aside, like just, and it was like just completely threw out the tour arc. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 1. I think Sonic X was supposed to be an adaptation of the Sonic Adventure games, but they definitely took some liberties with the story. That being said, I have heard that like the last arc at like the very end of the show is actually supposed to be very good. I just don't remember ever getting that far. No, I'm fine. It's just very surprisingly warm today. All right, now let's see where I left off here. So that's just the check for the index value. Grab that. I think that'll do. Oh no, Copper Nettleson. It's just I think there's a warm front going through this part of the United States right now. Like it's supposed to be springtime here. However, like today it went up to like 75 or something, which is quite warm for this time of year. Okay, grab that. Oh. What am I doing? That's not the right value. Instance value. Okay, so that should Okay, that was for testing purposes. Alright, for those who are wondering what I'm doing, I'm making sure that we have basically a reset button for testing purposes. Alright. Alright, chat. So I've reworked some of the key. Oh wait. I did that, didn't I? Wait, no, I didn't need that line of code. All right. Da, 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 da. All right. In theory, this should work. Let's test it out, chat. After I made sure that we don't have any... Yeah, all right. Let's test it out. All right. First things first, lever door still there. That's good. I see there's a key door here. I walk up to the key door. Actually, did I? Okay, I have to listen. Can't open that. Very good. Oh, look at that, chat. Wait. Oh, that key's gold because I think I left that value there. But all right, there's a gold key. That's good to see. Any others? This should be an iron key. Yep, that's an iron key. Very good. Okay, so that one should be an iron key. The top right should have an iron key. I would say ask Google Copper Nicholson. No, Copper Nicholson. I would say ask Google. The simplest way I could describe it is that the Eastern Bunny is to Easter as Santa Claus is to Christmas. I'm sure there's some reason in that they exist, but neither of them are particularly related to the Bible stories that both of those holidays are meant to be based off of. And if you want to know more, just use Google. Okay, so first thing we need to test. Can we put this up? Okay, so that's showing the item prompts. That's good. Okay, the bottom item prompt doesn't seem to work. The top one does, though. I wonder why that is. Like, if I'm below it, it works. But then above it, it does not. Alright, we'll need to test that. Either way. Let's collect this key. Okay. Key is gone. I reactivate frame. The key should still be gone. Okay, key is still gone. That's good to see. I go over to door. Ah, great. Clearly we have a bug going on here. So I got the animation to work, so why didn't continue. Okay, clearly we'll have to do some resets here. Okay, so things to investigate. It seems when I'm above it, it works correctly. When I'm below it, it does not work correctly. So if players below, it adds that. Okay. So I think what's happening is this is not getting activated. I don't think the... Oh, the other thing we have to check. Animations for the doors not quite playing as expected. So we know that the first part works correctly, the whole playing the value of the slide. But I think what's happening is something is forcing it to stay closed, which means this line's not activating. Is this the reason? Let's find out. Alright, still need to look into that. And I could put around so that depending on the player's location, it would, instead of using a flag, maybe that would work better, just tie it directly to the Y coordinate. Alright, well, either way. I do watch My Hero Academia Top Nicholson, but I'm definitely not caught up. Okay. Aha! Okay, it was a direction issue. Well, that works. Does the gate stay open? It does. Yay! Okay. So we have one bug to fix, but otherwise it looks like the code functions as intended. Now, does anything weird happen if I do stuff with levers? So I've opened that gate. Close, I reopen. Okay. Nope. Still looks to be functioning as intended. That's good to see. Okay, well, let's reset and try to fix the bug we're having with the keys not. So we have this line of code to try and make it so that the animation is... Okay, I wonder if I might be able to program it in such a way that it's tied directly to this instead of that. This flag up here, since I think this, for our reason, is causing some confusion. For the sake of argument. We'll replace this with minimum of 2 numbers. So if y is, so if this is less than this, that'll be a negative value, which will yield a 0. Alright, so that functionally should cause result in the same thing as what we were originally trying to program. Let's see. Did that make it any better or worse? Let's find out. Does not seem to have fixed it. Alright. Guess we should do overlapping check. Oh, yep, what I could do now that I'm realizing it. I wish I could do it in one line, but maybe I can't. Since functionally it's a question of the location of the y coordinate. Let's try that. Maybe that will work better. Okay, that still comes up. What? Come on, why not? Why not? I thought that would have worked. Okay, I have one other idea to check. And that is actually with the iron keys specifically. Did I get this wrong? No, those should be the values. Let's let's double check just to be sure. Alright. Let's see, can it even be the lower animation? Okay, it can be the lower animation. I wonder what the... I wonder what the problem is here. Is it the zones I'm defining? Huh. Weird. This is interesting because no matter... Oh, am I just... Wait. I changed the version of the action point, didn't I? Hold on. Let's make this value just ridiculously vague and see what happens. Let's say, I don't know, 48, why not? Weird. Alright. What are all the things that you had set? Was it these lines? Right, it's these lines up here, isn't it? Yeah, that's what sets the direction to the default. All right. Let's see if we can... So I think it's this line that's overriding everything. Let's see if there's some way we can make this work a little bit better. I think it's possible to detect the distance now. Yeah, let's try that. If there's anything in the old code that might be overriding this, is there? That's another thing I'm thinking. Not that I can see, since it's all inactive. Okay, well, now the code's not working at all, since I can actually... Oh, is it working? That worked better? That one should be 2, this one should be 1. Let's try that. Oh, okay, I need to flip them, but that's the correct thing. Okay. Well, we can try that. Okay, that makes sense. Making sense so far. Alright, something I do want to test. This T up here is one I definitely want to investigate. I want to make sure we can't just accidentally collect it from too far low. Right, not seeming likely given its positioning. Yeah, I think you have to be pretty close to be able to pick up the key, which is a good thing. We wanted to make sure that it's actually collectible. Let's collect the key then. Alright, key collected. Let's also open this lever door, because why not? Alright, door's still open, not seeing the key anywhere, that's good. That's very good. Alright, chat. Looks like our key programming works. Hooray! Yes! That'll make development a lot easier. So I think that means the next thing to test is going to be... I want to test all the keys on this area that... I want to test all the keys in this area that can have open doors on this floor. This key right here opens a door on a different floor, so we can't really test. I'll still test collecting it, but I don't want to. But we won't actually be able to test. We won't be able to test it opening a particular door yet. So we know this key works. Let's collect the keys over here. The timing. Oh dear. Okay. So key down there, door up there. Okay. First, test this, make sure that the key door can open. Yeah, I have to worry about this. It's gonna be tight. Okay. Okay, door open. Okay, forgot about that. to this section. This section is chaos. No! I failed the jump. No. Alright, we're gonna have to try that again. No big deal though. First of the doors remain open. Yep, they do. Very good. Well, at least the door's open, so we have that shortcut. Empty duck. Let's do this. Okay, that was very lucky. Okay. Right, he still seems to work. How far do we... Oh yeah, we... Good. Okay, now if I leave and come back, the key's not there anymore. Okay, key would normally be there, so that's good. Last key to collect is the one up there. Let the map real quick, just to let us get over there quickly. What? Oh, did I not have to look at that? I might not have to look at that key. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, that makes sense. I don't have to say it like that. Did something go wrong? Alright, good. No, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Test that out. I think it worked, chat. Yay! We have keys and doors, chat. The keys and doors, they work. They actually work. Well, that's exciting. Alright, let's reset everything just for the purposes of testing. Okay, did all the keys return? That's the next question. Okay, that key returned. That key returned. I think there's only 4 keys in this, yeah, there's only 4 keys down here. Yep, that's right there. Alrighty. Well, that's very good, chat. That is progress. I think the one thing I would change from this... How did I program the levers? Yeah. Logically, the player should not be able to collect or see this information if they are jumping, falling, things like that. There should be a similar sort of thing up here as well. So... Alright, we'll move those up there. Let's make sure that works properly. Also. Okay, so I see one thing that needs to change, but the others make perfect sense. Alright, same sort of thing. I'll need to. Oh, you're watching that episode of Spy Family. Oh, hope you enjoy it, Copper Nicholson. Let's at least see if this principle will work. I think it will, but we'll double check. Uh-oh. Okay, that broke the code, so that's not going to work. Oh. Okay, so what that should do So what I'm doing here, chat, is I'm essentially forcing this chat into here, so they'll automatically change the animation if they're in a certain direction. So in Fusion 2.5, when flags are active, they have a value of 1, and when they're inactive, they have a value of 0. So having them add up like this means so that if any one of these flags are active, this value will be at least 1 or greater than 1, so it will default to 1, thus canceling out this animation direction and setting it to 0. However, if that's not what we have, if all these checks are inactive, then it'll default to 0, which will change the direction as expected. Let's see if that works. Well, make sure you got some food, Copper Nicholson. Alright, let's try this out. So I don't think I can activate the lever in midair, right? Okay, good, I can't. Okay. Alright, so that's showing up correctly. Aha! Look at this, chat. Now you see it, now you don't. So that looks like that is working as expected. And also, don't think I can collect the key in midair, right? So, okay, good, I can't. I can still flip the key, right? Okay, I can still flip the key. Still use the lever. All right, that's that is the strat. Yep, okay, so... I think that still works correctly. Now, let's see at least. Alright, I have that cheap. Right. Okay. Okay, it just doesn't default when I'm that distance away. Okay. So for those who are just joining, right now we're testing doors and keys. So Making sure the animation changes. Right now it's not changing. Okay. Well, that didn't seem to work. Why didn't it work? Oh, because of that. Right. I think we can do then. Will that work? Aha! There we go. Alrighty. Looks like that line of code worked. It doesn't seem to cause any problems with this either, so that's good. Let's reset. Alright, chat, looks like the keys are working correctly. This will be a good spot to take our second break, so don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back. Alright, chat, welcome back everyone. So, I'm gonna wrap up things up soon just because I do have to wake up a bit earlier tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'm going to document some comments under the doors and keys to make sure that we know which things do what. Then after that, I'll make some notes for next stream, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll be if Kendar's still online when I wrap up stream, we'll pay him a visit then. 700. Okay, that's that set of comments right there. And then for the keys, if okey doke. Value. One, two. selected, but the corresponding door has not been opened. All right, there we go. That's comments altogether. All right, now in terms of to-do items for NetStream, so I'd say that was a bit of a shorter stream, but it's good progress since we did create the rework of the keys, doors, and items for the lower well, so we can remove that off our to-do list. It all functions as intended. That means the next to-do item is this, so copying over the code to the central well and placing all keys, doors, and items there. Actually, wait, before we do that, I need to rework the item code to align instance values instead for each object in the lower well, and then we go from there. And since I will forget this if I don't write this down, I will say, reminder, you cannot have the instance values I wrote it up for myself here. All right, that's on the agenda for NetStream. So I'm going to wrap things up right here, chat. If you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to stick around for a raid. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you saw, please consider subscribing on YouTube. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. You can always change your mind later, and it's a great way to show support. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you have an amazing night.